Hey lovelies, dating apps aren't broken. They're working exactly the way that they were designed to work. If dating apps were designed to help you find true love, they wouldn't profit from keeping you single. And they do. So I want to take a look at that for a minute because I joined a dating app a little bit more than a month ago. And I've talked to 3 people, and then crickets. Crickets. I'm eating some mochi candy. It's sakura flavored or cherry blossom flavored, and I love it. I'm addicted to it. Anyway, sorry, back to this. So in dating apps, you have to pay for your access, right? You have to pay for whether or not you can see people's pictures, whether or not you can talk to people. You have to pay for every part of the app that you want to be able to utilize. And they give you the illusion of feeling like you have a say in the type of people by letting you choose preferences, right? And the preferences are things like age range, which they don't honor, distance, which they don't honor. You answer a few superficial questions, but they're not designed to match you with somebody that is your intellectual equal, a person who resolves conflict in a way maybe that's similar to yours. They are not designed to let people know anything about you. And then it gets even better. So you go in and people try to chat with you, right? Now, I've had several people hit me up, right? Hey, like your face. Hey, you're hot. Hey, you're cute. Hey, you're whatever. I'm so much more than what's on the surface. As a matter of fact, what's on the surface is nothing compared to what I'm made of. And there's no way to get to know that about somebody because, like I said, everything is so superficial, right? If you give too much information too quickly, then you scare them off. You scare them off. I will kind of bullet point. And then the conversations maybe go a little cold. But if you set your preferences, so on one of the sites, they ask you for your preferences and you set your ranges, and then they ask you which of these are deal breakers. If you set up deal breakers under certain criteria, distance, age, then they stop matching you. They just stop giving you selections, right? Oh, we will update your profile tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. But in order to continue viewing likely candidates, then you can go in and reset your preferences. So they're only giving you the illusion of having any say whatsoever in who they're throwing in front of you. And then when they do, you don't know anything about this person. If you're too forward, potentially you scare them off. If you are not looking for a hookup, there goes about 70% of them. There aren't very many people on there who are looking to cultivate an actual organic type of a relationship. They want closeness and proximity. They want somebody who's going to be receptive to them in no time. And I understand that. Like, I'm at a point in my life where I'm like, I have not got any time to waste. I'm either too far away or I get busy. So it's frustrating and it hurts my feelings because I feel like I have a lot to offer, but a limited amount of time. And as I get older, my time gets more limited because I'm running out of it. We all are, right? But you get on here and you've got people coming at you like I said, like you're a piece of meat. I come from very meager emotional response. That was how I was raised, right? That's not what I want. What I want is somebody who sees me as a prize. Somebody who understands that I work hard because I love what I do, and it's important to me that I do it with integrity and that I honor the position that I was given. I also think that we're all adults. So if someone is busy, we're not 15. You say, okay. If relationship apps were meant to help you find something honest and something true and something genuine, they wouldn't be able to charge you for every single access point. If the apps were set up like that, it might work and they still might get rich, but not as rich as they do by keeping you single. By keeping your priorities out of it. You don't get to be selective. You don't get to have any rules for yourself or the person that you're going to interact with. And you likely will not meet your person. Isn't that the saddest thing? You at least won't meet them right away. I talked to someone on an app that's been on the app for 2 years. 2 years. Paying for a membership to talk to people that they don't realize, but they didn't even really pick. Yeah. People came along, but it wasn't because of the way that they set up anything in their profile, because you basically just see everybody. It might filter out some age range, but even with that, let's talk about that for a minute. On mine, I said no younger than 55, no older than, I think it was 62. Do you know how many 70, 73, 79-year-olds, or worse yet, how many 40-year-olds? I wanted a narrow range because of a couple things. I don't want somebody who's already retired. I have to work. And I don't want to feel left out if something does turn into a relationship, but they want to travel and I cannot because it's not my vacation time. Or worse yet, they're putting things on hold when they are in the best part of their life, when they can actually retire. If they have the ability to travel, not to because of me, I want somebody who's in the same stage of life that I'm in. I don't think they sort them at all. I don't think that when you click those buttons, it filters anything. And I think that by shutting it down, once you make certain selections in the system, it forces you to be less selective about what you want. And if we're going to be honest, when you go into a dating app, a lot of people are in there looking for someone that maybe eventually it can be a relationship. So why do you want to have your ability to be selective taken away? It doesn't make any sense to me. Now, the other thing that they're set up to do is serve as a platform for hookups. And I wish that people would be specific, because some are there for that and some aren't. And if somebody's not there for that, there should be a way to be able to tell, hey, nope, that's not what this person's here for. But there isn't, because you're lined up like items in a catalog. Literally, you're lined up like items in a catalog. And you're reduced to just being whatever your face looks like. It's sad. But it's not broken. They work exactly the way that they're designed to work. And they make the people who design them a lot of money. Plain and simple. So anyway, I wanted to jump on here and say that because I was kind of scrolling, and then I got all hurt in my feelings, because when I would try to narrow it down so that I could be more selective, it would shut me out. And then I would go back and I went in and I was reading some of the comments people were using to try to get to know me. The 68-year-old who was like, hey, nice pic. You want to share some other pics with me? No, because I don't know you. And gross. We already know what he wants. And it's not necessarily me. It's just pics. That'll do it for him. It doesn't even matter. The thing that got me in my feelings was literally the realization that these apps work exactly the way they're supposed to. If I don't meet someone organically, I'm going to be on my own. It just is what it is. It's the reality of it. The worst part about all of this is that it can quietly erode your confidence. It can keep you stuck in a cycle that hijacks your dopamine. You know, it keeps you clicking, right? It keeps you swiping, like looking for that next better thing. You know, somebody will give you a like, or they'll send you a hi, and it feels like you're winning. The apps are designed and they train you to keep swiping, right? Like that's the whole intention behind it. Even if it's just a hookup, like a lot of times, even with the whole that mindset of an app, you're not getting the most out of the experience, because you're just swiping through and settling for what the app presents to you. The sad fact of the matter is, this doesn't leave much hope for your self-worth or your ability to create or articulate your own boundaries, or even your hope for some real intimacy through the process. Hopefully you match with somebody and that will come later. This wasn't about pointing fingers, and it wasn't about blaming, right? The apps, it wasn't about blaming technology. It literally was like a PSA. It was, give yourself some grace when you go into these sites, because you can't allow the way that the sites function to affect your sense of well-being, or you can't take it personally that people on the sites aren't willing to be personal or engage deeply, because there's something in the way that it's set up that keeps us from making any real connection. It's all about that quick hit of feeling good, and that in itself can become an addictive feeling. Like I said, it hijacks your dopamine. It gives you that quick hit of excitement and feeling good. And until we're ready to be nervous and feel sick to our stomachs and really put ourselves out there, if we still are ready to put ourselves out there, then we are not going to make a connection. But the apps, they work exactly the way that they're supposed to. They are 100%, they are 100% functioning true to their design. And we just have to keep that in mind while we're trying to navigate our way through the apps and meet people. So it's just, we still have to do all the work, and that's where people are getting lost. All right. Love you guys. I will talk to you the next time. Be good to yourself.